It seems like everybody's talking about Hades right now, as Hades 2 has just released to huge critical acclaim. Naturally, this has me thinking, what would the original roguelike classic be like for someone who's never played it? My girlfriend Ellie is that person, and today I'm going to examine how she handles Hades. How will she do? Will she be able to complete a run? Let's jump in and find out. Today we're playing Hades. This has been a pretty highly requested game over the months. The sequel just released. Everybody's talking about Hades. This is the first time that Ellie's ever tried a roguelike for the channel. I was so curious to see if she would take to it. Hades is a fantastic entry point in the genre and very approachable for new players. You play as Zagreus, son of Hades, as he tries to escape the underworld, much to the chagrin of his father. The game wastes no time in throwing you into the action.
Oh, okay, have to fight.
I think you're gonna have to fight.
Is there a way to block? A shield?
It's interesting that Ellie's first instinct was to circumvent the enemy and just run, but that's not gonna work. You've gotta fight, through dozens of rooms in fact, to complete a single run. It's not easy, but after each room, or encounter as the game calls them, you receive some kind of assistive item, often in the form of boons, which upgrade one of your available attacks.
So I can just pick one of these?
Yes, so you're gonna pick whichever that you want. You can only pick one here, so this is a positive thing that you can pick. Ellie upgraded her standard attack, increasing the amount of damage it can deal. We spent the next few minutes exploring all of Zag's available moves before continuing into the next room. Combat is fast and frenetic and can quickly result in death.
You're gonna die, but that's okay. Life is about dying. Yeah. I don't understand what's happening. I'm liking the vibes. I'm not liking no tutorial, because what the hell am I doing? What kind of game is this? What genre is this? Where am I? I really liked the game to begin with because I really love Greek mythology. So I thought all of the story and lore were really compelling. And so I enjoyed being sat down in that world and getting to absorb it. I thought the game art and the way it felt was very cool, and I automatically took an interest in all of the characters and the gods. Combat also felt really good. Not too intense for me. It felt like I was really able to get into it quickly and learn it quickly. It felt approachable and also really satisfying.
Ellie's first death came swiftly, but that's okay. Death is inevitable and expected in Hades. It's just a part of the journey of escape. In between each run, the player can explore a small hub area where you can chat with some NPCs and acquire some permanent upgrades which are instrumental in completing a run.
I think his room is cool.
It is cool.
He's got a king-size bed for sure. That's an Alaskan king. Look how tiny his body is next to that.
Ellie jumped back into another run to see if she could improve upon her last one. She immediately gained a lightning buff to her standard attacks, which seemed like a good sign that she would probably make it further this time. Something I was beginning to notice was that Ellie seemed hesitant to dash, an ability that's vital for quickly moving around the environment.
So I can pick one?
Correct. So two different doorways here you can go in.
Okay, this looks like a pomegranate seed, which has to do with Persephone.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
A palm of power.
I knew it!
Good enough to eat.
Ellie was beginning to understand the different items she was receiving for each completed encounter. Beyond boons, you may get coins to spend in the shop, keys that can unlock new weapons and upgrades, and many other handy tools. Before her next run, Ellie unlocked a new weapon with the single key she'd acquired in the last run. It's the bow, which functions very differently to the sword she'd been using previously. The control scheme is the same, but the moves are entirely distinct. There are 6 different weapons in Hades, and a big part of the game is experimenting with each to see which one best suits your playstyle. Nice. Good job.
A key.
What the hell?
Oh no.
I don't understand how to hurt them. I like the opportunity to switch the weapon and change how I'm fighting. I think I got really committed to one weapon and was learning how it worked, that I would be worried that if I switched, I wouldn't do as well, which I think happened a little bit. but overall, they're pretty equal, which I really like. I like that I have more of an opportunity to use different weapons and upgrade them and figure out what I like without it feeling like it immediately is detracting from the gameplay or harder for me.
Despite feeling initially underwhelmed by the bow, it seemed like Ellie was beginning to appreciate it. Based on the first few runs, it seemed like she was actually fighting more effectively with it relative to the sword. Its ranged nature meant that Ellie didn't need to get as close to enemies to fight them, which meant that she was getting hit less. Evasion was an element of combat that she wasn't grasping yet, so it seemed well advised to stay as far away from enemies as possible. She stuck with it for the next few runs as she continued to discover more of the gods that were willing to provide us with boons. Further into this run, Ellie encountered Charon's shop for the first time. The shop can prove invaluable on your run, but in this instance, Ellie didn't have enough money to afford anything.
Dashed into the
Forget
spikes.
about
Happens
the
to the
spike.
best of us. Happens to the best of us.
Ellie unlocked another new weapon, the shield. This one features some very fast, short-range attacks, but you can also charge forward with it or throw it for some ranged moves. She wasn't quite sure how to feel about it, but I encouraged her to focus on experimentation in a game like this. If you die, you die. At the start of this next run, Ellie got a call, which is an active ability that can be used once the meter in the lower left is charged. I'm not a big fan of active abilities like this in the roguelike genre, but maybe Ellie would take to it more.
Y'all are scary as hell.
And you do have your meter filled too if you ever want to hit R2.
That was not helpful at all. That was the least help from the gods ever. That did nothing for me.
She died, but this was the first time she'd made it to this mini-boss. In between runs, Ellie continued to level up her permanent abilities, like this one that acts as an extra life. Now, every time that Ellie dies, she'll come back with half of her health instead of dying, which is a huge help. These mirror abilities can feel a bit granular, but they really do make a big difference over time.
I was very grateful for the persistent upgrades, especially the Death Defiance one that I got. That I think is a major pro to the game and makes it more playable for longer, that I know that I'm not wasting money on something I'm gonna lose immediately. I like that there's an opportunity to upgrade things that I'll keep forever while playing. Oh, yeah, this is a hard weapon for me with these guys. I can't do this with this weapon, but that's okay, I at least got here.
You did. Yeah, you made it here twice in a row too.
So I only get restored from death once?
Correct.
Even though she still died during that mini-boss, she wouldn't have even made it to that room without her Death Defiance ability. It was her best run yet, but Ellie still decided to switch back to the bow. She seemed to prefer the ranged attacks. It led to her best run yet for the third time in a row. She died at the Skeleton Twins again, but made it further into that fight than she ever had previously.
Last time.
I can't believe I did that with two little things left of health.
Sadly, Ellie died in the next encounter, but still, this was the first time she'd ever made it to this point. One of my favorite elements of this genre is how much easier something starts to feel as soon as you've done it once. I had a feeling that Ellie would start defeating the Skeleton Twins a lot more consistently. Our next new weapon was the Spear, which features some solid melee moves and can also be thrown. The cool thing about this attack is that hitting the special button again will call the spear back to you, which damages any enemies in its path.
Nice.
Had enough.
I was trying to walk around that, but it got me stuck because it doesn't let you go far enough to the edge for some reason.
We were back, this time after some time away from the game. It's always interesting to see how a break from a game impacts performance, but particularly so with a game like this that's so predicated on such reflexive combat. Ellie expected her first run back to be bad, but she was making it further than she ever has before.
I'm scared. I'm scared. Oh.
Well, this is awkward.
Oh my god, it's Megara? Like Hercules' girlfriend?
Ellie had made it to the main boss for this area, Megara. This is a pretty tough fight, with Meg inclined to speed around the arena and use both melee and ranged attacks at a blistering speed. Ellie was holding her own though.
Damn. Forgot I had that.
Stay in the game, stay in the game. Nice. Wow. Did it on your first try. Well done. Very well done.
Whoa, I'm proud of myself. I thought she was really overwhelming, but I think I had maybe a touch of beginner's luck of not knowing what was coming or being able to overthink. I felt very proud that I had done that and really accomplished.
Ellie moved on to the next area, Asphodel, one that's decidedly more covered in lava. Beyond looking cool, all of this lava is actually a hazard and will hurt Zagreus if you stand on it. Of course, the area also contains entirely new enemies that are a step up from Area 1. Despite that, Ellie was handling this first encounter like a pro.
You're facing the wrong way, you buffoon. Stop. You know this is a nightmare scenario for me.
Why?
The ground can cause me pain. All I ever do is stand in the wrong spot. This is chaos. I'm gonna die, but it's okay. I've made it far.
Yeah. Best run ever.
It was an amazing run, but the painful fact of the matter is that Ellie would have to do all of that all over again if she wanted to get back to where she died. That's the nature of roguelikes, which a fan of the genre is very used to, but without any experience, Ellie was left feeling like she just wasted all that time.
You're moving quick now. You are moving quick.
Just wish that it would save your progress.
Well, that is the nature of a roguelike.
Well, I don't like that. That's lame.
She'd done better and better for 5 runs in a row, but sadly, this one finally brought about regression, as Ellie was met with death during the Meg fight. She unlocked another new weapon before the next run, these Gloves of Doom. They're very quick, but also a little underwhelming with regard to range.
Oops.
I was not paying attention. Does he never come back? Oh, okay.
Ellie snagged her bow and jumped back into the fray. Her skill had improved considerably without question, but her patience was beginning to fade. In this run, she encountered a new mini-boss. This crystal-based enemy will create lasers between it and its little crystal spawns. As long as you keep their numbers low, the boss really can't do a whole lot to you.
So many of them. That's horrible. This is so much harder than the last round I did.
Oh, wow.
It was so much harder.
Bold proclamation.
It was.
You started out great there. That started out as a great run.
The fact that she had to do everything all over again upon death was what was bothering her so much. Typically, by this point in an episode, Ellie has a pretty good idea of the game's mechanics and feels like she's getting into a groove. Here, though, because she kept losing all of her progress, she felt like finding a groove wasn't really possible.
I didn't have a problem with the permanent death until I'd gotten past Meg a few times and was quickly realizing how burnt out I was from the run up until her, and then I hadn't learned the area after that at all, and I felt like I was getting no opportunity to. So I think I dislike that so much because I don't like feeling punished as a player. I like the feeling of reaping the benefits of beating a hard boss. If I proved myself over and over again that I can do it.
Woo! That was quite a gauntlet. But you emerged victorious.
My heart rate is so high
Oh,
right now.
Lord, get the girl some
Feel my
water.
heart.
What's really tough is that not only was defeat growing more frustrating, victory was growing more hollow. Ellie knew almost certainly that she'd eventually die and have to fight Meg again, so beating her didn't really feel worth celebrating.
Damn, they really f you up.
See, this is what I don't think I like these kinds of games. It makes everything I did before mean nothing if I lose all the progress.
She was slowly making progress, but if you don't feel like you are, does it even matter? This was Ellie's final opportunity to escape, or at the very least, make some more progress than she has previously.
Hype me up like you did last hour.
You can do it! Now you hype yourself up.
What?
You hype yourself up now.
I can do it!
Nice, nice.
Oh, you know how I feel about this one too. No!
Ooh, close. Close.
It's fun, but these are my interview thoughts already. It's fun, but I would just get burnt out and not even like be stubborn enough or care to finish it. Because it's like I don't win anything from from doing her. I think I was just better towards the beginning, and that's not necessarily true, but there was more of a sense of progress happening towards the beginning, where I was getting to a certain point, or I was beating a hard boss, or I was like, oh, that's the fastest I've ever beat that room, that's cool. And as it went on, I think just the knowledge that I hadn't even gone through nearly any of the rooms in the next area, going up the stairs, wherever that is, I think that was really disappointing.
I completely understand what Ellie's saying. To feel like you're not making progress in a game is incredibly frustrating and the quickest way to get someone to stop playing. The suffering can feel both pointless and fruitless. Despite the despondence, Ellie was once again able to defeat Meg during this run, so maybe progress wasn't too far off. She'd also snagged some really solid boons for the spear.
It's like a little tango.
Has to be the last of this lot.
Gotta evade.
I'm not good at this part because I never get to it. I get to it when I'm burnt out because it doesn't start over because I don't like the format of whatever this is called.
It
A
takes you
roguelike,
15 minutes to get there.
a boo-boo-likey, a rogaluku. What is it called? I really like the game. I really enjoy the combat, and I think I would pick it back up and play it right now. Like even when we cut off that hour, I wasn't feeling burnt out in the way that I didn't want to keep doing it. But I think, grand scheme of things, I just feel fatigued by the idea that I'm not gonna get past Meg every time. And if I do, I'm not rewarded. It feels like, overall, I really enjoy the game. I would play it again right now. I don't have anything bad to say about it besides the thing that it is, which is a roguelike. So I'm guessing I just don't really love how that feels long term, and it might be more of a shorter gameplay for me with something like that. Maybe it's not for me right now. Prove me wrong with another game. Perhaps. We shall see.
I'd venture a guess that with a little time away, Ellie could come back and enjoy Hades even more than she did in these 5 hours. It may be a game best suited for only a couple of runs at a time, over a longer period. I think Ellie absolutely has it in her to complete a run, but it's likely best to view this game through the lens of a marathon, not a sprint. If you enjoyed this video, why not subscribe or check out another episode? And if you really enjoyed this video, you can become a patron or channel member to help us make more. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.